Oh, it's the 22nd of December, which means it's still Advent, and we're going to crack on with this. So yesterday we were making music from scratch using sine waves to create the audio samples that we then encode into a wave file that we then play, which is quite interesting. And one of the problems I made was when I decided to make my frequencies that I've got available, I've only got the notes C to B, which basically gives me one octave of music. What I'm going to do though is I'm actually going to enable, so I didn't shut my curtain, it's gone quite dark, I want to keep the heat in the shed. What I want to do actually is generate this twice. So what I'm actually going to do is do 4J in range 3, 4, right? Why not? We're actually going to do notes, but we're going to actually set the name to being %S like this, and then take the note name and J. And then what we're going to do is we're going to times J on the frequency. So the first time it will be 0. Let's do like 1 or that. Oh, that goes from 1, not 0 index. Otherwise it's going to be times 0. So not 1 there. 1 there. 1 to 4. So you get 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 at least. Well, there we go. And then we're going to those come out. So if we run that now, we basically get absolutely no difference coming out whatsoever because I didn't run that. There we go. So now we have C1 all the way through to B3. This basically means my function here won't work. So here what we want to do is work out which one. Now the D actually comes after the C. The problem I was having was I want to go down to the B from the D. But the problem was in here when it was just one loop round, it was going from this D up to a B, which doesn't work. So what I'm going to do when I define my song here is I'm now going to say this is actually D sharp 2, B1, 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 B1. That one goes up, that one goes, maybe goes up. I don't know anymore. We're going to find out. So because I've reset my computer overnight, I'm just going to run through my Jupyter notebook really quickly. There we go. So we now have a new Jingle Bells made today. That actually ran that. Here we go. And basically we can play around with these coordinates here. Because these frequencies go up and up and up and up, it basically means that we can play around with different notes we want to have in there. I'm not convinced I've got the right ones, because B1 should be down here. So it should go start at the top and go down again. So we'll just test that again, that I've got these right. So and that, to me, that started low and went up. See, and it should have gone from D2. Where do I put? Did I put D sharp 2? D sharp 2 is a high pitch going down to B1. So that should have done that there. Now I'm just going to check that this actually did work. That I did actually run that. What I'm going to do is just comment out the rest of the song to make sure we are actually producing the audio. That got shorter there. No, it didn't. See, that worked. So I think that I think I hadn't just run the book in the right order. Put the comments back in. Save that. Run that. Run that. Am I going mad there? Have I gone mad? If I take those out, and the notes at the end shouldn't affect the notes at the start. Okay, if I run that, I get a 221 kilobyte file, which is right. Okay, if I put the next note in, my file size gets a little bit bigger. As expected. If I now put all these back in, I wonder if I think I might know what the problem is. I need a comma in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I've got VLC loaded. I'm going to now 500k file. I'm going to play it here. I had a caching problem. Okay, so there we go. We now have Octave control in our code. Now, it's going to be interesting because basically what we will probably do is not use this notation. We may even want to move over to something more formal like MIDI, which actually can define duration, it can define amplitude, it can define a lot of things like note start, note stops. So we may want to get rid of this actually method of defining my song. But that's all I wanted to show today, was basically we can now have multiple octaves, and it just works by generating what the frequency are. Same as before, apart from now I've got a longer definition of each note, because I actually have to say which octave I want that note from, rather than just saying A, B from somewhere. And that's it really. Quite a short episode today. But that's what you're going to get, I'm afraid. It is December the 22nd, so we're going to have 2 more episodes before I stop and go back to normal, more lengthy, well thought out, planned episodes. So I do apologise, these are not what they're supposed to be. I also, by the way, just so you guys know, I was hoping not to do programming today, I was hoping to do astronomy today, because Jupiter and Saturn are aligned, but it is thick, thick cloud out there, you can't even see the moon, which is a great shame. It is what it is, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.